Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And a look now at the Cincinnati offense.
And the schedule makers have given them a little break right here. Back-to-back home games, and they won last week. So they're trying to make it 2 in a row before they hit the road next week. They have to take advantage of this break in the schedule.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Herbert. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep for the Steelers, Ryan Switzer. And this will be taken at the 13. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
So let's all work together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football. I want all of us to watch the center of this offensive line, the center and the 2 guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Black 20. Come on, come on.
First Samuels. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Like 80. What is that?
On 2nd down, Samuels. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. Well, look now at our starting defense. They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, They don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And the pressure gets to him again. Bud Dupree providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Switzer. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And from down in Miami, an update. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. He finds his man Johnson. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. He gets this one to Johnson. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 22-yard line.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis.
Sir, 180, lock it, sir. Let's get it together.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. He'll get that one complete to Connor. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a second down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's Roethlisberger setting up the screen. This is Samuels. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
All right, now. Black 30. 57. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Gets it to Smith-Schuster on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
This is why I've never been a big fan of trying to get too cute down here by the goal line. For every one time something like this works, it seems like it blows up about 10 times. And sure enough, they'll wind up losing yards here.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Now Roethlisberger. And Walker has it. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Maybe a free play now for Roethlisberger. And this is caught for a touchdown. We'll check the flag, but it looked like a clear offsides, and it should stand. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
The numbers for Mixon last week, 21 carries, 98 yards, and a score.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on it.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. On 1st down, Herbert got his man. It's Eifert. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Now the starting lineup here defensively for Pittsburgh. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
I jotted down in my notes in prepping for this game that this is definitely an area we got to keep an eye on, because you talk about where they rank in stopping the run. Well, how about what they're facing? This unit loves to run the football, and they rank highly in the league in getting it done.
Yeah, power against power. Something's got to give. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Back to throw. Herbert, that's complete to Williams out of the backfield. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Herbert. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Now Roethlisberger back into his end zone. Looking sideline, incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A quick pass out to Juju. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's pulled in at the 32. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the cornerback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. First carry for James Conner. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you got a chance to come back to him when things...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They can't stop us. They cannot hold us.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. A draw play for Mixon. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Herbert. He completes it to Tate. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
On the set.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist.
Now Joe Mixon. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Ready? 60 or 56. Ready, go. Let's see what you got. 56 to Mike.
Off the play fake. Herbert. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 37. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
And he got it there. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Herbert, open man is Uzomah. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it ends with a Bengals score. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Single slot.
From the 38, Roethlisberger, and incomplete. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Jordan Bear on to punt for Pittsburgh. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Off play action. Herbert.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on third down. Herbert got a man. It's Ross, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Herbert. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And now the throw hauled in by Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Throwing on first down. Herbert got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted. but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Complete to Washington. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Roethlisberger. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
Blue 30. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Little underneath throw into the hands of Walker. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. A touchdown, the difference. 21-14, the final score. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. 34-16 was your final. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Deshaun Watson has thrown a touchdown pass. In the game you've been watching, it was Ben Roethlisberger who led the way offensively in the first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were able to defeat Houston last week. They lead things here as well as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Roethlisberger. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. On 1st and 10 is counter. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Blue 30. Lux 56. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Here we go.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And complete to the tight end Walker, right side. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, this from 48. Boswell's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start. It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met. That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Got an open man, it's Washington. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. Roethlisberger now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will throw. That is caught at the 7. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this. Here's Roethlisberger. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Geno Atkins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise. Methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. On third down, Herbert. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
He made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. Sean Williams that time in on the stop. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. They'll run with Samuels. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a first and 10 at the 38. Now it's Roethlisberger. Washington's got it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. On second down now, Samuels.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, but it's going to be second down. Again on second and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Running back Connor. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
On third down, Roethlisberger over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Herbert. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Herbert. Got a man open, it's Ross. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
On first down, Herbert. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
From the gun, Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. He's at the 50, the 40, past the 20, 10, and he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team, because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Extra point now by Boswell. And that stretches the lead to 27. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. On 1st and 10, Herbert, they'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 32-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play in the football.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Operating from the gun. Herbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again. Herbert. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets...
And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. It's a foot race. He's at the 50. The 30. 20. 10, and he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. But guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
As they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd down. Herbert over the middle. That's caught by Ross. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 32-yard line. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Switch. Fire.
Looking to throw. Herbert, they'll set up the screen here to mix him. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check 26.
Back to throw. Herbert. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Herbert. He's got it to Williams. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Rosas' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Yeah, he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can. I'm able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
The way you've described it, not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Switzer on the return. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open. Fresh in this one despite the heavy workload, but you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
What you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy?
Roethlisberger. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
To throw on second down. Herbert, he completes it to Tate. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And now the throw hauled in by Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Back to throw. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Herbert. And able to find Green. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
They're not ready for this. They still go.
Throwing on first down. Herbert. That's going to be caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and 3. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback, but, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead, but at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Roethlisberger dropping to a knee, and that ought to do it. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.